Hi, everybody. Well, the big story is here we go. We are about ready to embark on our warm up that we've been talking about for more than a week. This will include all of the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Washington, and even well up into Canada. In fact, look at the ridge pattern. Now, this is Friday's map on the European, but notice, see the bright reds? That is an anomaly of above normal pressure height. So it basically tells you the ridge and the warm bubble extends up into British Columbia and Vancouver Island, all of Oregon, all of Washington. And generally, I don't see a lot of wind with this. And generally, we just think it's going to be all clear. So the headline is Portland and Seattle in the coming days, not tomorrow, but in the coming days into the weekend, expected to reach 70 degrees, something neither city has done so far this year. So here we go, as the saying goes. I have been showing you this, and I'll show you one more time. Now, these are my forecast numbers, which I have not changed for Portland. 64 tomorrow, 70 on Friday, 73 Saturday, 73 Sunday. Again, none of these would set records. There was a really warm March run back in 1947, which holds the following records, including 80 this coming Saturday. So I don't expect those to get broken. Something I haven't talked about yet, the longest dry streak since late November. I found this to be absolutely surprising. So if you go back to December 1st, only two times since December 1st, talking about Portland and PDX records specifically, have we had 3 consecutive days of zero rain. Zero rain, 3 days in a row, 2 times. So it looks like today will go into the books with zero rain in Portland. So tomorrow will be day 2, Friday will be day 3, Saturday would be day 4, Sunday would be day 5. Monday 6 is really confident, and perhaps Tuesday. So we had a 7-day run of dry weather back in late November. So it'd be the longest stretch since then. So how about that? This will definitely go a long ways to maybe drying out your yard if you're going to be getting some yard work done. It's getting to be that time of year, so forth and so on. Pardon me. Pardon me again. Here's a satellite picture with the 18,000 foot, 500 millibar contours on it. So the upper flow pattern. I just grabbed this afternoon. So here's the ridge building. And notice a 582 height. That's super strong for this time of the year. I mean, quite frankly, 582 height is pretty decent for June. So here it is building in the Pacific. Through time, this high is going to migrate right on top of Portland, Oregon, and Washington. That will be the weekend, and that's when we think we're going to have some 70-degree temperatures. So this ridging is just now starting to move in. It brought the dry weather today. It brought the increasing sunshine today. At the surface, see these clouds on the backside of the ridge? This ridge is holding off weather systems. This is kind of classic. Here's the wall of the ridge. Here are the weather fronts being held back here. And right here's the warm front at the surface. So this is warm air that is building all the way up into Canada. We got some of these clouds spilling overhead today, but we will be in the warm sector starting tomorrow with afternoon warming, and then we'll go crazy on Friday. The weather systems are going to hold off at this point until maybe the mid part of next week. So here's a look at what the American GFS upper flow pattern looks like. So this is this afternoon. This is just what we saw in the satellite picture, right? With the ridge back here, the cold air trough that was over our heads has moved all the way down into Nevada and Utah and Wyoming and Colorado. So watch this high. Here we are. This is Friday afternoon. See that high is now almost ready to center into us. And in fact, here it is basically centering over Portland up through Seattle and up into Canada on Saturday. So this is warm ridging all areas. And with no dominant wind flow, and the wind flow that there is mostly from the east, actually, starting tomorrow through Saturday. There's not a lot of cooling expected at the coast either. More on the beach forecast in just a moment. But here we are Sunday, still strong ridging. Here we are Monday. Now the ridge is breaking down somewhat. It still looks like we'll be dry and warm. See the little trough up here? There's a little gathering of cool air up here that may or may not drop in and give us a chance of rain on Wednesday. This is Monday. Let me play this into Tuesday. There's Tuesday. This shows the trough a little more aggressive. Right now, I start a chance of rain Tuesday overnight into Wednesday. There it is, Wednesday right there. And then after that, wait a minute. Okay, that's as far as this model goes. This would indicate maybe some ridging coming in on that Friday. But more or less, the models have been showing once we get back to some showery patterns here in the Northwest, the mid part of next week, then we ride out the remainder of March kind of normal. Well, normal is not bad. Normal is a lot of days with highs in the mid 50s to 60 degrees and just some occasional showers. So we'll see how that ends up playing. I don't think the models are totally set in stone on that yet, but I do see some more rain coming as early as the mid part of next week. All right. Here is some temperatures. I want you to take these with a grain of salt because I think in the afternoon hours, this is the national blended model from the Weather Service. I think it's way too cool. But here's tomorrow morning at Thursday morning at 5 a.m. This shows mid 30s up and down the valley. There's reason to believe that we will see a lot of folks 32 degrees in the morning with frosty weather out there. This shows about the same mid 30s up to Columbia. It shows around 34, 33 once you get up into the Seattle area, and then 30s to about 40 degrees up in Victoria. So I think we're going to see more freezing numbers in the morning than what this indicates. But what I really want to show you are the highs. So this is tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. Now it does show 60 degrees from Portland, shows 59 down in Salem, shows low to mid 50s up in Seattle and about 50 up in Vancouver, BC. Shows 60-degree temperatures down south in Roseburg and farther south down in the Medford area. And I think this is too cool. I've got Portland, for example, 64. Well, today the models were going like 52 and we hit 56. So again, they've been running just way too cool is what I'm trying to say. And if you get your forecast numbers off your phone, I'm assuming your phone is plugging into some of these forecast models that are too cool. So maybe you're not seeing the 70s. Here's Friday morning. This matches what I'm saying pretty upper 30s to about 40, Portland down to Salem, 36, 37, Seattle, low 40s up in Vancouver, BC. Here's Friday afternoon. This shows mid 60s, Portland, Salem. I think we hit 70 degrees or at least 69, 70. Low 60s up in Seattle is probably more like mid 60s. And then 50s up in Vancouver, BC. We can keep this going. Let's just check Saturday afternoon. Here's Saturday afternoon. Now this does show about 70, but I think we're definitely into the 70s in Portland and down in Salem, like 70, 73. And there are other bits of information that show Seattle could hit 70. This shows 67, and then getting close to 60 up around Vancouver, BC. So again, notice the warm weather out in eastern and central Washington, kind of the Columbia Basin. Notice the warm weather, 69, 70, 70 plus down in southern Oregon, 60 degrees over in central Oregon and Bend. This shows mid 60s at the coast. So this is Saturday afternoon. And in yellow, this really does a nice job of highlighting how widespread this warm weather pattern is going to be. So with all of that said, I mean, it's pretty simple weather setup, right? Here we are. These are the 5 o'clock numbers this afternoon. It looks like Portland has hit 56 for a high. My forecast high today was 54. 55 currently, 54 in Salem, 55 in Vancouver. Yeah, everybody's up in the 50s for the most part. So Scappoose at 54 degrees. Let me go to my Northwest. Pardon me, I'm trying to be quick here. Okay, all right. Let's see what Seattle's number. Seattle's 48 right now. So mid 50s tomorrow, 64 Friday. There's the 70 on Saturday, the 70 on Sunday. So these forecast numbers for Seattle could be pretty close from the National Weather Service. And again, they're running a little bit warmer than what the model was that I was showing you. And then drive through Tuesday and chance of rain on Wednesday. So that's the same thing I said for Portland. Okay. Let's go down to Medford, 54 right now. Let's see here. Remember we talked about this the other day. Remember where the ridge was focused? The ridge center was Portland, Seattle, and then even into the weekend, even north up into northern Washington and Canada. So because that's the center core of kind of the heat, if you will, when you drop into southern Oregon, it's not going to be as warm. So notice Medford is delightful, but not as warm. 68 Friday, but 63 Saturday, 62 Sunday, and then some showers coming on Wednesday. So that's kind of interesting, right? Let's go over to Bend. Bend, 46 right now, 50 tomorrow, beautiful sunshine. 60s on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 67, Tuesday, 66, still dry over there on Wednesday. Just delightful weather. Overnight lows, chilly, but eventually getting above freezing. And I think that's really a pretty good bet. All right, this is the coast. A lot of people probably going to be going to the coast this weekend. 60 in Lincoln City today. Good grief, that's nice. Kind of partly cloudy from the camera. Garrett by the Sea Resort looking over Seaside would be right here. And of course, there's Tillamook Head. So this is the Astoria forecast in Cannon Beach. 66 Friday, 68 Saturday, 63 Sunday. Good grief. And then cooling down a little bit, but there's that rain chance showing up I was talking about on Tuesday night into Wednesday. Let's see what the Central Coast looks like just for fun. 69 Saturday, Newport, Depot Bay, Lincoln City, 64 Sunday. Now, I mentioned this the other day. The east wind flow ought to produce incredibly great weather at the beach on tomorrow and on Friday and on Saturday. On Sunday, the winds go kind of light to variable and turn to the northwest. So I would just keep an eye. Right now, the odds favor the weekend being sunny both days, but I'm just telling you the flow pattern kind of weakens, and that tends to invite a cooling west flow. So just keep an eye on Sunday's forecast if you have plans to go to the beach. Right now, you're really looking stellar. Okay. Up on the mountain, courtesy of Hillcrest Ski and Board Sports Shop in Gresham, 28 Timberline, 33 Meadows, 30 at Ski Bowl. By the way, they had 14, 16 inches of snow that ended up there yesterday. And the Mount Hood site-specific snowpack is back up to 89% of normal. That's really good. Where they measure it at 5,400 feet this morning, there was 138 inches on the ground. So that's really terrific news. The passes, it got warm enough to all become clean. There's Government Camp 33, Santiam's clean, Willamette's clean, Cabbage Hill, Siskiyou. All these passes will now be clean. I mean, melting snow at night, during the day, into the night, could lead to some overnight, early morning icy spots, but otherwise we're fantastic. No travel issues expected. Mount Hood, 49 tomorrow, 55 Friday. Could Government Camp hit 60 on Saturday or Sunday? That's a question. It's certainly going to be well up into the 50s with the snow levels going up above 8,000 feet. And again, generally speaking, not looking for a lot of wind. Courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros, here where I live, this is my Portland. And Portland, if you don't know, is where I'm based out of. So I'm trying to cover more down into Medford, more up into Seattle, more up into even Vancouver, BC. But this is my bread and butter where I'm based out of. So tomorrow, maybe some early fog. Not really expecting anything overly widespread, but some frosty conditions absolutely expected. I think Portland probably stays above freezing at 34, but I do think a lot of you hit 32. And then 64, 70, 73, 73, 73 on Monday. What a run. Longest dry stretch since late November. And then Tuesday, we're cooling off with the west flow, and there are the showers coming in on Wednesday. Okay. Well, if you like the video and you haven't yet hit subscribe, please do so. That helps me out tremendously. It gives you an alert when I post a video. Tell your friends about it. I'm Rod Hill, and for now I say thank you, and we'll talk soon.